Apparently, Vikings had the custom of shouting the names of things they saw or things they were doing as they were doing them, like shouting, "Treasure! Treasure!" while loading treasure onto a cart. I carry on the Viking tradition by doing the same.
Nail clipping! God clipping the nails! Nail clipper!
Welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and let's talk about Season 1 of Vikings. So Vikings is the first original series by the History Channel, which by itself made some people go, aliens. But the people behind this show are actually the same people who were behind the Tudors. This show. So yeah, credibility, I guess. Vikings tells the story of Ragnar Lothbrok, a farmer, a family man, and axe to the face champion of the world. So the story begins with Ragnar and his ambitions. He wants to explore and specifically go to the west. And this unusual ambition and ideas put him at odds with the local earl or chieftain, and you have your first conflict right there. A lot of people are referring to Vikings as Game of Thrones light or generally comparing it to Game of Thrones, but I'm not a big fan of that comparison because these two shows don't really have all that much in common. I mean, they're both medieval themed and they both have sword fights, but that's pretty much it. It's like the fact that you have a million shows that are about a person solving crimes while also having car chases and gunfights. In any case, I feel that Vikings does hold up as its own show. The scope of the story in Season 1 of Vikings is pretty small, and I actually like that a lot. You do have a lot of characters, but not so many that you lose track, and you do get plenty of insight into what drives each of them. A lot of the stories that you have here by themselves are sort of generic stories because you've probably seen them before, like the jealous brother or the rebellious hero, but I really didn't mind any of that because the setting is interesting and the characters themselves are fleshed out. You might have already seen the jealous brother character somewhere else, but here he is still a unique and interesting character. There are some things that you might have come to expect from a show like this, or specifically a show about Vikings, and those things are sex and violence. And while you do get those, it's in small doses because it's really not the focus of the show, unlike some shows. Vikings is surprisingly very character and story driven. This season specifically mostly by Ragnar's character. Ragnar and Lagertha both are just awesome characters and one of the best power couples I've seen on TV lately. I sure hope nothing bad happens to them. The sets and costumes are obviously very important in a show like this, so I don't know if it was just me, but to me it seemed that everything on the Viking side, like on the Norse side, looked amazing and felt real, but most of the things on the Anglo-Saxon side, the British side, I don't know, felt sort of off. It felt like costumes and sets. I'm not sure why. Did any of you feel that as well? But that's kind of nitpicking, really. A definite issue with this season is pacing. The show kind of hits the ground running, but then really slows down, but then goes on another little sprint, and let me tell you, that is not how you run a marathon, I'm told. But seriously, there's an issue with pacing here. Something that's pretty awesome about this show is how much it teaches you about Norse mythology. Pretty much every time they started talking about the gods and the stories and started explaining about it, I was hooked. It was really interesting. And the whole Christian versus paganism thing, which is kind of an undertone in this season, it's still a very interesting topic, even though we're talking about like ancient times. You gotta love that Athelstan. Here's something that I completely get why they had to do, but is still sort of weird, the language thing. So the Vikings are supposed to be speaking Norse, and the Anglo-Saxons are supposed to be speaking Old English, or Anglo-Saxon. But everyone is speaking English, so we will have an easier time, which is great. And you can always tell when it's supposed to be which language, but there are some scenes where it just kind of doesn't work as well. We're here to mess all of you up. What is this guy even saying? I mean, you're right? What? Like, what?
Pretty sure we're speaking the same language.
No, I didn't even understand now when you just... What?
this fucking guy?
Listen, whatever. Can we just kill each other, please? Yes. Anyway, bottom line, should you watch it? I had a lot of fun with Vikings. Ragnar's character is interesting. He's not your generic hero. Even the way he talks and the way he moves is fun and intriguing. Floki is awesome. Lagertha is super awesome. There are definitely some pacing issues, but you have to remember that this is only season 1 of a much larger story. This season really pulls off having a relatively small scope while still having high stakes and some very solid world building. By the time the season is done, you have absolutely everything you need for season 2 to expand upon the story. So yes, if you like the medieval style and you're interested to learn about Vikings, because this is the History Channel after all, I would say yes, go watch it. Peace. Go watch the show. Vikings is available on Amazon Prime instant video thing. So have you watched or are you watching Vikings? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. By the way, just wanted to let you know that I'm kind of thinking about maybe starting a personal vlogging channel because I'm gonna be traveling a lot around the world in the near future. So I'm still gonna make plenty of videos for this channel, but I thought maybe I could kind of take you guys with me, so let me know what you think about that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps out a lot, and if you're finding Binge Watchers for the first time, welcome! I'd like to invite you to join the Binge Watchers community. We're talking about TV every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with opinions and reviews and news and sketches and all kinds of great stuff, all for you fellow Binge Watchers and TV lovers. Nailed it! So you can go ahead and click that big subscribe button to join in on the fun, or check out any of the other videos on the channel. Whew, in any case, keep binging, and I'll see you next time.